Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and oh boy, I've put it off to make this video for so long because I procrastinate when I am uncomfortable, and this situation made me feel quite uncomfortable. But I just feel like I have to address it, so that's what I will be doing today. I have some notes here just to keep everything structured and organized in my head, because whenever I think about the whole situation, random thoughts jump into my mind, and this will help me to make it a bit more understandable for you guys. Let's just sketch out the situation a bit. Well, not my previous video, but the video before that, I tried to moisturize my rat's tails, just like get rid of the dry yellow scales on their tail. I made this video based on an Instagram post I saw and my own experience with using coconut oil on my own skin. If you just want to see that video and want to know more about the original situation, you can go watch that. I will link it up there. I posted that video on YouTube, and because I was still quite unsure about the effects that it would have, I just wanted to know if other people had experience with moisturizing rat tails, getting rid of the dry flakes. I decided to share this video on some Facebook rat groups because, hey, there's a lot of experienced rat owners in there, and maybe they could give me some more information or insight, or just share their own experience with this topic. After posting in there, within half an hour, I had quite some people commenting on there. Not all of it was bad, not at all. There were comments saying like, oh yeah, this is very interesting, I'm gonna follow this thread because I want to know more about it too. And there were just people saying like, oh no, it's not safe, I wouldn't do it, they clean their tails themselves, it's just unnecessary to do it. And okay, I can live with those comments, like perfectly reasonable. Maybe like some background information would be helpful. Those are perfectly fine, no problem. But then I had like a couple of people coming at me like, it's totally not safe to do it, you will ruin the balance of their skin. Even people saying that I was destroying their immune system because of it. So at that point I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I went into a conversation with them. On the Facebook comments, of course, I tried to talk with them, share my perspective, give them a chance to share their perspective with me, and I was really trying to understand it because I was legitimately trying to learn more about this topic. The more that they kept replying on like my comments, the more I had the feeling that it just came off as quite aggressive towards me. It felt like as if they were arguing with me to, in the end, have me say, okay, you're right, like have that validation of, okay, yeah, it's completely right what you're saying. I was just trying to get a conversation, and I was asking them, do you have any more information on this topic? Where did you get your information that you are now sharing with me? I was really just trying to learn more about it. Out of all the people that I went into conversation with, only one person gave me some explanation in the comment section and shared like 2 links with me, which were very helpful. I've read them and there was some really helpful information in there. But yeah, most people just went silent when I asked them where they got their information and if they could share it with me. So yeah, in general, my issue with the whole situation is not at all them addressing that I'm doing things wrong, I shouldn't be doing things this way, or I should be doing it that way. I have no problem with people addressing this to me. The issue for me was the way in which they did it. It felt almost diminishing. I just have a feeling that this kind of behavior has become a trend and within like rodent communities and just social media in general, and it is what I would call toxic behavior. If you tell someone that they are wrong and you try to force your own ideas and your own point of view upon them without at least trying to listen to them and understand their point of view, like when you're just really pushing your own beliefs on them, I can guarantee you most of them will not be open to listen to you. They will be like, whoa. They will get defensive even and be like, okay, you don't have to tell me how I have to care for my rats. That's just how I react on these kind of situations, and I've seen it happen on Instagram where people are actually trying to help other people, but they are being like a bit diminishing, and the person they're trying to help just gets defensive and they don't want to hear about it, which I can completely understand, to be honest. So I just want to share with you guys, please try to remember that 95% of people in rat groups who have dedicated rat pages within the rodent community are trying to provide the best care for their pets that they can. Just remember that good pet care or proper pet care is subjective. It can be different from person to person based on what information you have, what experience you have. It is when I started to think about it in this way that I understood the people in the rat groups commenting on this video are not trying to be diminishing per se. They are just trying to make sure that my rats are being taken care of properly. They are so invested in the health and the well-being of animals worldwide that they are trying to better the lives of my pets by giving me tips in their own way. So that's when I could calm down myself and not take it that personal, because I knew they are coming from a place in which they just want these animals to be happy and healthy. And I think it is totally okay to share your own tips and tricks and your own vision and your own opinion on proper pet care, but please try to do it in a respectful way. If you do it with respect and you're not trying to force it upon the other person, most of the time they will be totally open to listen to you and even make those adjustments. If you just have an open, respectful conversation and you try to inform the others, you try to listen to their point of view, in most of the cases you will get a response that is open and respectful too. I just think that it's really important for us to stand together as a community. We can learn so much from each other if we are just willing to be open to receive the feedback, but also be mindful of how you give the feedback to people. And I think it could make us stronger as an individual, as pet owners. It could benefit the lives of our pets by heaps, and it would just make it a lot more fun and less scary sometimes to share things with the community in general. That's more of a general idea that not only counts for the rodent community, but I feel like just social media in general these days. But yeah, how I continued the situation within the rat groups is I actually left some rat groups 45 minutes to an hour after I posted it. This might sound a little childish on my end, but no matter how respectful and kind I try to be to these people, they just kept posting negative and diminishing comments, and I didn't want to be surrounded by that negativity, so I just said, well, I'm just gonna distance myself from this, try to cool myself down. I just didn't feel like going balls deep into all the drama. After that, I just let it rest for a couple of weeks, and then I started to do like more thorough research. And what I wanted to research was the effects of virgin coconut oil on the skin, especially rat skin, but it was very difficult to find information about that, so most of the sources just described the effects of it on human skin. I will share with you 3 of the biggest points that I learned from it. which helped me place things into perspective as well. So first of all, what did I learn? Almost 50% of virgin coconut oil, or just coconut oil in general, is made up out of lauric acid. Lauric acid contains a substance that kills off bacteria. That's when things started to click. Maybe that's why some people are saying that it could harm the balance of their skin, or it could harm their immune system, because maybe there is certain bacteria, probiotica, on the skin of rats and the immune system of rats that get killed by the lauric acid. That's a correlation that I could really find myself in, and that's why okay, maybe it could be true, but I couldn't find any more information on what kind of bacteria it kills, what kind of bacteria you can find on rats that protect them. So it's still very vague, and I don't know if it's actually correlated, but I'm just saying that there is a possibility, and this would be a pretty decent explanation for it. So then the second thing I learned, which was also quite extensively explained by the one person that actually gave me information in the rat groups, is that coconut oil is non-comedogenic. Non-comedogenic substances don't seep into the skin. The particles are too big to fit through our pores, basically. That's what I took away from it. Coconut oil forms more of a barrier that could lock in previously applied moisture, but it is not a moisturizer itself. Again, I understood why people said it's no use to try to moisturize their tails with coconut oil, because it is not actually that good of a moisturizer. These things made it clear for me that okay, yeah, there's good reasoning behind this. Then I also found some research of virgin coconut oil on rats. It was scientific research with lab rats, and I will link the abstract in the description so you can read it for yourself if you would like to. What came out of the research was that incision wounds that they made on rats healed faster when they applied the virgin coconut oil on it. So basically the skin regenerated faster. From that I took okay, but maybe if it helps to regenerate skin, it can help dead skin let loose and regenerate the fresh scales. You see, that's the thing. There is so much information about coconut oil online, and so much of it is contradictory that I don't even know anymore. Is it good or is it not good? I am just still very confused. Also, I couldn't find a lot of research that specifically looks what the effects of coconut oil on rat skin is. It was mostly human skin, tested on human skin. The articles I found were all talking about the effects on human skin, really finding detailed information of the effects of virgin coconut oil on rat skin or rat tails. I couldn't find it, and maybe I just don't know where to look. So again, if you guys know where I could find more information on that specifically, please let me know. You can share it with me in the comments. You can contact me on Instagram, which is @DIYPetsLife. I am still very willing to learn more about it. That's basically how far I went with the research for now. I think all that's left is to share the actual results now. The day itself, the only thing I noticed was that they were licking their tails vigorously. One, they just liked the taste of coconut oil, as they were already trying to eat it out of the bowl I had with me when I actually applied it to their tails. And two, they're just trying to clean it off their skin properly. The day after is when I could actually see and feel the difference. The tails were so smooth. They felt like a baby bottom. I not even exaggerated, they were really smooth. And 99% of the dead skin was gone. There were no more yellow scabby flakes on there. It was just smooth pink rat tail. Do I think that the coconut oil moisturized it and helped to get rid of the scales? No. I am quite sure that the coconut oil on their tail was just a stimulant to clean their tails very thoroughly, and that just got rid of the scales. You could technically say that it did work. However, I am not gonna do this again on my rats before I have more specific information. Well, I don't know where I went with that in my head. So again, if you have more information on this, please share it with me. I would be so happy to learn more about it, because currently I am very confused about it and I want to know it. That's all I have for today. I'm actually quite happy that I got this off my chest. I got this transferred to you guys. I just think it's important to be aware that people are trying their best, and you should try to understand their perspective and share your perspective in a respectful way, because on a lot of topics, like, this is not just about pet care, there's a lot of topics that would be more easily discussed if we could just talk with each other about these things more respectfully. I just wanted to get that out there, get a positive message out, especially during these times of the year. Try to listen to each other, try to understand each other even if you have a different opinion, and from there on you choose yourself how you handle it. Just don't be nasty to each other and support each other, because we really need it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!